Hey guys, it's Monday, March 30th, doing consumer math. I know this is your favorite class, right? Isabella? No? Okay. But anyway, we're doing it. And we're on page 298, 10.6 constant ratio formula. I'm going to read a little bit of this for you and then we're going to get started. It says if you know the amount of the loan, the interest to be paid, and the length of the loan, you could use the simple interest formula to find the interest rate. What is the simple interest formula? You know that, right? I equals PRT. You need to make sure you know that. And it says, but you know that when you make monthly payments, you do not have the use of all the principal for the entire time period. To estimate the annual interest rate on a loan when installment payments are made, use the constant ratio formula. And the constant ratio formula is R equals 2MI over B parentheses N plus 1. I know what you're thinking. I don't know what that means. You're about to. It's really simple. The key to this is learning what each of these stand for, what M stands for, I, B, and N. All right, so I'm going to break it down for you without reading it out of the book here. So you have M. M is the total number of payments per year. So if you're making payments on something monthly, how many months are in a year? 12. So M is typically going to be 12 if you're making monthly payments. The I stands for interest. So it's whatever the interest is, and typically your problem will give you the amount of interest. So you just plug that number in. B is the total amount of the loan, the principal of the loan. So once again, this number they will give you, if it's an $800 loan, the principal is $800. And then N is similar to M, but it's a little bit different. So we said M was the number of payments per year, but N is the total number of payments. So for instance, let's say you're making monthly payments. There are 12 months in a year, so M would be 12. But if you had to pay it for 2 years, you have 2 times 12, which makes N 24. So it's a little bit different here. N is the total number of payments, M is the total number of payments per year. So that's the biggest difference. Once you know what each letter stands for, each variable, you just plug in your numbers into this, and it's really not bad after that. I'm going to read the rest of this for you. It says below are 3 factors which are important for the constant ratio formula to show the approximate annual interest rate. Number 1, the payments on the loan are of equal amounts. So you have to have equal amounts on the payments here or it's not going to work. Number 2, the ratio of interest paid to principal paid is the same for each payment. And 3, the loan is repaid on schedule. By law, a lender must tell the borrower what actual annual interest rate is charged on the loan. Before you borrow money, be sure you understand the interest charge completely. So we've talked about this. We've talked about how keeping your credit score good and your overall credit history is great for saving you money over the course of your life, and how interest is what the bank charges you to use their money. So no one lends you money, or very few people lend you money for free. Every time you borrow money, you get charged interest. And this is just another way to break that interest down. So on page 299, I'm going to do number 1 with you, but really you should be able to do this by yourself. It says identify M, I, B, and N in each problem. Find the amount for I if it is not directly stated. So it says, number 1, a loan of $900 is to be repaid in 12 equal monthly payments of $82.50 each. The interest charge is $90. So all they want in 1 through 4 is not for you to do the problem, but just to identify the variables. So ask yourself this, what does M stand for? We said that's the number of payments per year. If you read the problem, it says they make how many payments and how often? It says 12 monthly payments. How many monthly payments are in a year? 12. So in this problem, you would put M equals 12. I, the interest charge, go back to number 1. Did it tell you what the interest charge was? It did. It says the interest charge is $90. So I equals $90. I told you that B was the principal of the loan. So how much was the loan for? $900. So B equals $900. And then you have N, which is the total number of payments here. It says that he was just making 12 payments. So this is going to be 12 also. N equals 12. So M and N are the same in this problem because it's a 1-year loan. So that's all you do on 1 through 4. The only time this gets tricky is when they don't actually give you I. And if they don't give you I, I'm going to come up with a random number here. If they don't give you the interest charge, it is easy to find what that interest charge is. Remember, B is the principal of the loan, right? Let's just say that the total amount of this loan, I'm going to come up with random numbers here. Let's say it's $900 is the total amount of the loan. But then if it says you're going to make 10 payments, oh, I just spelled payments wrong. 10 payments of, let's say, $100 each. Well, if you did 10 times 100, that would give you 1,000. So if you really pay 1,000 and the loan was for 900, when you subtract these, that'll tell you how much the interest charge is. And on this imaginary scenario, your interest would be $100. Now, these numbers are not for your books, but I'm just letting you know how to find the interest charge if it isn't given for you. But most of the time, the interest charge will be given for you. So I want you to move on. Let's go on to the next page where we actually have to work these out. And I have some great news for you guys. So this actually has nothing to do with you guys being out of school. Normally the last quarter, I let you guys use calculators. So you actually get to use calculators for the rest of this section. And I want you guys to do that. I believe we've done almost everything this entire year without a calculator, so I feel comfortable with you guys knowing how to work these out and doing the math by yourselves. So go ahead and grab your calculator. Let me grab mine. So let's do number 5 together. So go to page 300 and let's work out number 5. So hopefully you have that formula memorized now. We're going to plug it in. So it's R equals, remember it's 2M. Let's read number 5 and see if we can find what M is. The interest charge, it says, is $112. The loan is $1,400. And the number of monthly payments is 12. So M was the number of payments per year. And it just told us they were making monthly payments. How many months are in a year? 12. So 2M, M is going to be 12. I, what is the interest charge? Number 5 tells us the interest charge is $112. So that's the top line, 2MI over B. What is B? B was the amount of the loan, and on number 5 it tells you the amount of the loan is $1,400. And then you have parentheses, N plus 1. N is the total number of payments of the life of the loan. So they're making monthly payments, but it says they're only making 12. So N in this one is 12, and then the 1 is part of the formula. So to simplify this is what you should have when you plug your numbers into the formula. So I'm going to just work this out on the calculator now, and I want you guys to do the same. It should be pretty straightforward. So you're doing 2 times 12, which you shouldn't even have to do because that's 24. 24 times 112. When you do this, you get 2,688. And I hope I'm writing that big enough for you to see, but it's 2,688. Let's do the bottom together now. 12 plus 1, we do parentheses first, right? So 12 plus 1 is 13. So 1,400 times 13. Do that in your calculator. You have 18,000, be a little bit bigger here, 18,200. And at this point, all you're doing is plugging these numbers in your calculator. 2,688 divided by 18,200. And that should give us this number, whenever we break this down. It should be 0.14769231. So you guys should have this number in your calculator when this is all said and done. Now, remember, this is in decimal form, and we're looking for R, which is a rate, which means it's a percent, right? So you should move your decimal point 2 places to the right, which gives you 14.769231. And when you get to this point, you should go 3 decimal places total, and then round this. So we're going to say 14 point, let's just do 2 decimal places, 0.76 And the 6 makes the 7 round up, right? So it's 14.8%, which is your answer. 14.8% is the rate for number 5. So I want you guys to use this formula. The key to it is just memorizing which variable stands for what, and you guys are going to do those problems. So today I've assigned for you numbers 1 through 10, and I've already done 2 of those with you, and you're going to do 15 and 16 on those pages. So try your best on these. Remember, you have the Remind app if you have any questions. And if you need me to reach out to you by phone or something, I can definitely do that. So hope you guys are enjoying your week. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.